Welcome to my channel, friends. Today I am going to explain a drama romance movie named Young and Beautiful, where a 17-year-old girl starts sleeping with stranger for money. And then one day she got into a trouble when one of her client had died when they were getting intimate. So what happens after this, you will find out in the video. So let's the explanation begin. In the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Isabel. She is sunbathing without clothes. His family was looking for her. Just then her brother Victor comes to her. Victor tells her that her boyfriend had come home in search of her. Isabel makes her brother understand that he should not tell all this to their mother, or else there will be a big mess. As soon as they both reach home, Isabel's mother already finds out about her boyfriend. Her mother tells her that she likes her boyfriend, and if you want you can invite him over for dinner. But Isabel tells her mother that he is not that smart, and I am not serious in this relationship. After this, Isabel goes to the beach again with her brother. Then her boyfriend Felix arrives there. He invites Isabel to a night party. In the night, Isabel gets ready to go to the party, in which her brother helps her. She convinces her brother to distract the family members, so that she can go to the party. Then Isabel comes to the party and enjoys a lot with Felix. Then they both go to the beach, where Felix starts kissing Isabel, and then she does it for the first time. Felix comes to drop her home. Victor is waiting for Isabel in the room. He asks her about the party, but Isabel asks her to leave. A few days later, everyone celebrates Isabel's 17th birthday. She didn't invite Felix in this party. The next day, Isabel and her family goes back to his house. Because the summer vacation was over, she sees Felix on the way, but she ignores him. She didn't love Felix. She just using him. After some time we see Isabel in a hotel. Now she started sleeping with people for money. In the hotel room, she meets an old man. His name is George. He tells Isabel that she is very young and beautiful. Then they both get intimate with each other. The next day, a poem was being discussed in the school. A boy says that this poem is about summer, because people enjoy a lot in summer. Next boy says it's all about finding love. Then a girl says that this poem is about sadness. Then Isabel says that this poem reflects her life, as she was very sad and she is looking for love. After this, Isabel looks for her new client. His new client is a businessman. He pleases himself but doesn't even touch Isabel. He only pays half the money. When Isabel asks, he tells her that you are not worth that much. Then he threatens to tell everything to his mother. Isabel couldn't do anything about it. Then she comes home. At home her mother asks her to accompany him to the theater, but she refuses, saying that she is not in the mood. Then her mom explains to her that your age is to enjoy life. Isabel agrees to go to the theater. In the theater, Isabel sees George with a girl. In the interval, Isabel starts stalking George. Then she sees her mother flirting with her family friend. She comes and sits on her seat. Then she gets a message from George. After that they both start meeting frequently. One day Isabel asks George, "Who was that girl in the theater?" George says, "She is my daughter." The two haven't spoken for many years, but now he is trying to mend her relationship with her. After this, Isabel becomes intimate with him. But during the same time George dies, due to an heart attack. Isabel gets very nervous and runs away, but her foot slips. Then she sees that George had taken medicine to increase stamina. He died of an overdose of this drug. Then the police investigate, and they reach Isabel's mother, and tells the truth about Isabel. Isabel's mother doesn't believe it, but then they show pictures of Isabel going to the hotel. The police tell her that Isabel is a minor and that she cannot be punished. She will only be considered as a victim. Then they come home and check Isabel's laptop. They learn that Isabel finds her customers online. As soon as Isabel comes home, her mother beats her a lot. Her mother asks her why she did this, but she doesn't say anything. Next day she goes to give statement to the police. She tells the police that earlier a man had approached her to sleep with him. After some time she thought that she should do this. At first she didn't like doing this, but later she got used to it. She also buy another phone for that. The officer asks him if you are going to do this in future also. Isabel says she doesn't know. The officer explains to her that it could be dangerous for her. All of Isabel's money was kept by her mother, and now she was thinking to donate them. Hearing this, Isabel gets upset. After this, her mother takes him to the therapist. She tells the therapist that Isabel has no shortage of money. She can buy whatever she wants. After that, there is a discussion on what should happen to Isabel's money. The therapist says it's Isabel's money and she should get it. One day, Isabel's family friends were going out, so they call Isabel to babysit for their children. When they comes back at night, her husband says that he is going to drop Isabel home. But his wife knew about Isabel's work, so she herself goes to drop her. When she comes home, she goes to her stepdad and sits down. She starts laughing seeing him, and says that he looks very funny to her, and he always makes her laugh. Her stepfather explains to her that her mother is very upset because of her. He further says that he knows that you are a teenager and you wanted to experiment, but you hurt your mother so deeply. But Isabel starts flirting with her stepfather. Her mother sees all this and angrily goes to the bedroom with her husband. She says to her husband that she hates Isabel. The next day, Isabel goes to the therapist. He asks Isabel why she stopped all this after George's death. She says that she met George many times. She found him sweet. He didn't want anything more than that. He always used to caress her. And the day he died, she hated this work. After that, she did not want to continue this work. In the next scene, we see that Isabel's friend has broken up, and at night she is going to a party to change her mood. Isabel doesn't like the party, so she comes out. Then her classmate Alex comes. He likes Isabel. Alex asks Isabel if he can kiss her. After some thought, Isabel says yes. Then both of them come to the party and start dancing. They both roam around the city talking all night. Then we are shown the spring season. Now a lot of time has passed, and Alex and Isabel are in relationship. After a long time, she breaks up with Alex. Isabel tells him she doesn't love him. The excitement for which she used to meet people, that excitement is missing from her life. Isabel still had her old phone, which contains messages from multiple customers. There was also a message from George's wife. She wanted to meet Isabel. They meet in the same hotel where Isabel used to meet George. George's wife tells her that she once wanted to meet the one her husband loved. Isabel says sorry to her. George's wife tells her that it's not your fault. He was already sick. He died while making love to a beautiful girl like you. What could be a better death than this? She then tells Isabel that she is gorgeous, with a distinct pain on her face. She then tells, when I was young, I used to look like you. Then she brings Isabel to the place where George died. She says, I wanted to see this room once. Isabel wanted the same. Then she asks Isabel to come to her and lie down next to her. She begins to caress Isabel, the way George used to caress her. She caresses her to sleep. When Isabel wakes up, George's wife was gone. On that note, movie ends. So friends, that's all in today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, peace out.